On this channel, I've created several videos showing you how to properly set up a Node.js project. TypeScript, linting, testing, all the good stuff. The usual workflow is to save that setup as a GitHub template and reuse it for future projects. But here's the problem. If it's been several months or even a year since you created that template, everything is out of date. Dependencies have new versions, Node.js has a new LTS, and suddenly you're spending an hour just trying to get everything to play nicely together again. Sure, you could write a script to automate it, but honestly, who has time for that? It turns out scaffolding a project is a perfect job for AI. In this video, I'll show you how I use an AI prompt to scaffold an entire project from scratch, and as a bonus, I'll also show you how to generate project instructions and a reusable feature scaffolding prompt. I am in a project Node template 2024 that I created a while ago. If I were to create another project based on this template, I would have to spend some time updating dependencies because time has passed and you want to have your project up to date. And I think this is a perfect job actually for AI. So what we can do is to create a custom prompt to scaffold the project for us. Right, and we can do it with the following prompt. So please analyze the codebase and create a prompt file to scaffold this project from scratch. Do not hardcode package versions because I would like to be able to run this prompt a year or two from now and would like to get versions of the dependencies. Also, please note that I want a scaffold for the current Node.js LTS version at the time of running the prompt. So the basic idea is to ask AI agent not to hardcode any versions, and when this project is scaffolded, it needs to be up to date with a current Node.js version or long-term support version. Let's go ahead and run this prompt. And the agent went to work, so it's going to go and create this scaffold prompt file for us. And I'm using GitHub Copilot, but obviously if you're using something else, the idea is basically the same. It looks like Copilot created the prompt for us, so let's go ahead and actually keep it. We can take a look at it as well. Here you have the setup that you're a senior JavaScript TypeScript project scaffolding assistant, right? Create a brand new Node.js plus TypeScript template project from scratch. The structure and behavior described below. It just says it use Node.js LTS version at the time of prompt is run and do not hardcode any code dependencies. So let's go ahead and take this prompt scaffold from scratch file for a test drive. Let me just highlight all, copy the contents, and let's go ahead and switch to another Visual Studio Code. Right here, I have an empty folder, and it's called Node Template 2026, so the current time. And let's go ahead and add this prompt file. So what we can do here is say configure prompt files. So we're going to choose, we're going to do a new prompt file, and I prefer to put it in a .github/prompts. That's fine. And we can call it scaffold.promptmd. Right. So now we got our scaffold.prompt.md file, and let's go ahead and paste custom prompt in here. So let's see how it's going to work. Let's go ahead and open new chat editor right here, and we're just going to go and try typing scaffold.prompt. It's right here, just opened for us. Let's go ahead and hit it and hit enter. And now GitHub Copilot went to work again. So let's see. All right, so it's asking us for allowing some steps, right? I'm gonna go ahead and allow all commands in this session. Looks like it determined that the current LTS version is version 24. And it's gonna go and create just a package file for us, package.json file. Looks like it started installing dependencies. Now it created the file structure. Looks like it's running jest to run some tests. Seems like the tests actually passed. Now it's running ESLint to lint the project, because I also have an ESLint in there. And it looks like it finished its work, so it gives all the files that it created, basically the kind of boilerplate files that were in the project, and go ahead and keep everything. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the package.json file, right? It's called it template 2026. Okay, pretty good name, don't need to change anything, right? You got the scripts that we had in our previous project or older template. And here as well, we got some dependencies installed. Looks like they're up to date. And what I'm looking for is TypeScript, right? So TS Node. Let's go ahead and take a look at tsconfig.json. It's actually decided to extend tsconfig node LTS, tsconfig.json. Let's go ahead and take a look. This file actually auto-generated this file, which is interesting because in our previous project, we actually had a specific preset, right, for the current version. Well, that's fine as well. Now, let's take this for a spin, right? So let's go ahead and open terminal. And right here, let's go ahead and run a few scripts, right? Let's go ahead and test, right? npm run test. And it passed, so we can do npm run lint. And it should also pass, right? Because it ran it. And most importantly, let's try npm run dev. And it looks like it's running, right? The sum is 4. Let's go ahead to src index.js file, or rather ts file, right? And maybe add 1 and 4. Let's go ahead and save. And we got sum 5, so npm run dev is working as well. It looks like the scaffolding was successful. After you have your project set up, the next thing that you want to have is a project-wide instructions. So these project-wide instructions contain high-level information for AI model to correctly work on your project. So let's go ahead and do just that. But before we do this, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Let's go ahead and generate instructions. Let's open chat right here. And what we're going to do, just switch to a little better model here, Cloud Opus 4.6. And right here in the gear, we can click and we can do instructions and rules. And we can click generate agent instructions right here. And it's going to start working. So it looks like agent referring the skills that it has inside. It also trying to see, right, if it has any workspace instructions. Now, here at another skill, agent customization. It is exploring the full code base. All right, it is asking us for the permissions. Let's go ahead and allow all commands in this session. And here we got a little summary of what was created. So created Copilot instructions, concise and covers that an AI agent needs to be immediately productive, build commands, architecture, all the stuff. So you can actually suggest to try it out. And here, customization, we can suggest the next customizations. We can do create prompt, add feature, create instruction, test instructions, or create agent reviewer. So let's go ahead and click keep. And let's go ahead and look at this Copilot instructions right here, what it created. So we got this project guidelines. It tells you how to build and test, right? It defines the architecture and conventions. Obviously, this is a very small project, right? If you're going to be creating a bigger boilerplate or having a bigger project, right, when you're generating these instructions, that will be a little bit better. But it's basically a step that you want to do, right, when using AI to help you code your projects. So another custom prompt that I actually like to use, right, it's what was suggested here, create prompt to add features. So let's go ahead and do just that. We'll ask AI to please create a prompt for feature scaffolding. So let's go ahead and run it. Again, it reviewed the prompts for reference. It reads the skill that it has. It's called agent customization. And it did create add feature prompt for us. Let's go ahead and click keep right here. And we can take a quick look at this prompt. This prompt is basically describes how to add a feature as a utility function. So you may want to rename it if you like to be more specific, right? And then it's basically describes how to create and what kind of test patterns there. Let's go ahead and try using this prompt. Let's go ahead and again open a new chat editor right here. We're going to go ahead and do a / add feature. And then we're going to paste the following, the feature that we actually need, or other utility function, right? It is get error message. And since in JavaScript, error can be anything, you can just access message property on that error, right? This function will check what type the error is and access the error message correctly and return it. And we're also going to ask to put the tests, right, for that function in a separate test file. So let's go ahead and ask AI to create this utility function, because I think in any project that you use, you must have this utility function to correctly access error messages on your basically errors or exceptions. All right, and the agent is done. Let's go ahead and see how our get error message function looks like, and seems like it's using debug, which is okay. Then it gets if instance error, right? Return error.message is fine. When the type of string returns the string, any other case it returns the string. But what if it's an object? So it's gonna stringify the object. However, object may have a property message, right? So I don't necessarily like this implementation, so I'd rather do the following, right? Which is basically the same. I don't know, you can keep debug if you would like. So, but here you check instance of error. If it's a string, then if it's an object and error is not null, and the message, actually there is a property message in this error object, then message is error message. And then again, if type message equals to string, return message, otherwise like stringify everything else. I seem to like this implementation a little bit better. So let's go ahead and go with that. Or you could have prompted your AI agent to actually specifically outline this case to check if the error is actually type of object. So now let's go ahead and save changes. And then in the tests, right, it created get error message test.ts file. Instead, let's go ahead and delete this file. And we just gonna go ahead and ask AI to write the tests for us, right? We can add these utils files to it, and then we can prompt, please create tests for get error message function, put tests in a separate file. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, the AI detected that the file was updated, right? The function itself, and the test files were removed, and it showed us the test coverage. And let's go ahead and check our test file, and we can also click keep right here. So get error message test, right? So expect get error message, debug false. I'm not sure if we want to keep this. We could. Returns message from an error instance, right? Something went wrong. This is fine. Returns directly string thrown, right? Well, kind of looks good, right? So let's go ahead and actually run the tests ourselves. npm run test, and indeed we can see that the tests are passing. And this is the workflow that you can have a new project. Basically have a prompt on a high level to scaffold the project based on some other project template that you have. Then you can have project level, project-wide instructions. And finally, you can have custom prompts to create features, in our case, maybe utility functions, or you can create a custom prompt where it will let you add a project-wide feature. If you found this workflow useful, go ahead and try it on your next project. I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment below and let me know what AI workflows you are using in your projects, because honestly, I learn just as much from you as you do from me. And if you want to understand the foundation behind everything we scaffolded today, the TypeScript setup, linting, testing, make sure you check out my Node.js project setup guide. The link is right up here, and I'll see you in the next one.